Special Operations Response Team repelling demonstration. If you draw your attention to the middle roof, I'd like to introduce today's host, Sergeant Eric Ozzy Osborne.
Good evening, and ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 13th and final day of the Great New York State Fair. We appreciate you coming out watching our nightcap show, or I like to call it the Commander Show. I feel like a commissioned officer because everyone over here salutes me the entire time. I apologize for the location of the sun. It is beyond our control, but let me assure you, we are worth squinting through. We are SORT. SORT is the tactical element for the New York State Police. As such, we conduct all those operations that you would expect a SWAT team to conduct. High-risk felony warrants, drug raids, barricaded subjects, hostage situations, dignitary protection. However, we also perform a few tasks you wouldn't necessarily associate with a SWAT team, to include search and rescue, specifically hiding or rappelling, and rope rescue. What we have for you this evening is what I hope will be a display of skill and prowess on the ropes. So without further ado, let's bring the guys down and introduce them. Up on the left side of the tower, hailing from the woolly white north of Ogdensburg, don't you know? He was recruited by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, however, we're lucky enough to have him. Trooper Brandon Letterkenny Strader! And on the right side, hailing from Utica, New York, the land of tomato pie, chicken riggies, and the pasty, ladies and gentlemen, Trooper Christopher Utica Greens Swinton. Down here on the ropes, you've got the North Central team leader and all of these guys' boss, Sergeant Cliff. No, I don't play basketball. Whoa! Up in that top window, spinning our beats. He's fresh off his European tour where he played clubs from Milan to Minsk. He is available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, and of course, bachelorette parties. Trooper Brian DeRoche! And signing our show today, she has the hand speed of a cheetah on Red Bull and the reflexes of a mongoose. Let's see if I can lose her. Superfluous. Orangutan. Anti-disestablished, that's not fair. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't lose her. Give it up for me. Up on the left side of the tower, he has mastered every discipline within the SORT world. However, as a true Renaissance man, he has branched out from the tactical to the sartorial. 2018 State Fair, all his free time was spent sewing 4 bridesmaids' dresses for his sister's wedding. True story, ladies and gentlemen. Trooper Ryan Stitch Ordway. Silky. And on the right side, you've got our communications and technology specialist, sporting his brand new tactical multicam Chuck Taylors. Nice kicks, bro. Trooper Cole, don't call me radio, She-Man. Smooth like Keith Stone. All right, folks, while they're working their way back up, I'm going to go over a little bit about the history of our team. In 1980, New York State welcomed the Winter Olympics to Lake Placid. Well, that was obviously a huge honor. It was also a great responsibility. The 1972 terrorist attacks and subsequent massacre at the Munich Olympics weighed heavily on everyone's mind. State police wanted a team capable of stopping such an attack. So they took firearms instructors, most of whom were military veterans, trained them up through the FBI in counterterrorism tactics. They were called the Mobile Response Team. Since then, our team has undergone several evolutions. In 2008, we changed our name to the Special Operations Response Team and became a full-time detail. Our guys no longer work the road. We have 5 teams spread out across the state's different regions. Each team is responsible for maintaining their own equipment, all the way from the large pieces like that Lenco Armored Bearcat over there, all the way down to our individual pieces like our climbing harnesses. On the front of each guy's harness, you're going to see a piece of equipment. This is called the Figure 8, and it's how we control our descent. As our guys are coming down, that rope's fed through there. When they put their hand out away from their hip, that's when we allow the rope to freely flow through the device and let gravity do its job. We refer to that as letting her eat. Once we bring it closer to the hip, it puts friction on the device, slowing and eventually stopping us. But telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So if you look up top, we've got Brandon and Chris, who are going to come on down. All right, pretty much a textbook display. They put their hand out, rope feeds through, bring it back. They feather that brake so they land gently on the roof. However, when we get up there, we like to entertain ourselves as well. So sometimes we'll come down and we'll get really ripping. Throughout this show, you're going to notice that rope is going to develop some twists and loops. If you're really letting her eat, you got that hand open up a little bit. When it hits one of those loops, that rope can jump out of your hand. You lose your brakes on the thruway, that's a bad day on the road, right? We lose our brakes up here, that could be a bad day on the ropes. But that's what brings me to Sergeant Wood here. Cliff's not trying to be rude, show you his back. He's not trying to showcase his well-defined lats and traps. All those minutes in the gym are really paying off, big fella. As our senior guy, he has the oh-so-important yet not at all glamorous job of rope safety or belayment. If one of these guys coming down loses their brake hand, Cliff's going to pull on that rope, putting friction on the device, slowing, and hopefully stopping them. But again, telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So to demonstrate, one of these guys is going to help me out. They're going to take a few steps back, they're going to get a running start, and they're going to jump off that roof with no hands on the rope. They're going to come hurtling towards Earth at an incredible rate of speed, accelerating at 9.8 meters per second, until at the very last minute, Sergeant Wood, if he is physically able and so inclined, will use his cat-like reflexes and raw power to engage a belay, stopping that trooper mere moments from certain death or at least a sprained ankle. Ladies and gentlemen, you paid for your whole seat. You're only gonna need the edge. This part's gonna be awesome. Woo! So who's going? For real, guys, come on. You should have determined this ahead of time. What are we doing here? Rock, paper, scissors, even though you always cheat? What are you gonna do? Go with the people's vote. Democratic process. America. All right, folks, they want to leave it to you. So you've got Brandon on the left side of the tower, and you've got Chris on the right side. So by display of noise, who wants to see Brandon jump? Who wants to see Chris jump? Well, that was close. Who wants to see Chris jump? Who wants to see Brandon jump? Both of you, huh? I think we got a winner there. Oh no, Chris! You have cheated us out of an election. What are you doing? It was clearly louder. I don't know about that. I think it might have been tampered with. All right, folks, but let's hear it for Brandon for volunteering. He did not take the cowardly way out like Chris. All right, so like I said, Brandon's going to take a few steps back. He's going to get a running start and jump off that tower with no hands on the rope. We're going to belay him at the last second. It's going to be awesome. Ready, Brandon? 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that's not Cliff. No? All right. Hold on just a second, folks. I apologize. Just give me a second. Hello, how you doing today? Yeah, you with the rope. How are you today? What's your name, sweetheart? Jenna? All right, Jenna, did he tell you what to do? I'm not surprised. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not your fault. He's not very good at instructing. All right, Jenna, what's your belay success rate? Do you know offhand? Don't sweat it. After today, it's either going to be 0 or 100. We're going to establish Jenna's belay success rate tonight. Is that exciting, folks? All right. So what you're going to do, he's going to jump off, and then you just pull out the rope. Okay? like on the second bounce or the third bounce. It doesn't really matter. At some point, just pull on the rope. He's gonna stop eventually anyway, okay? You good? Got it, I can see it. Brandon, she's locked in. I can see the intensity. She looks strong. I think we're good, Brandon. What do you say? As police officers, we're trained to read people's body language. Unfortunately, that is not a promising sign. Folks, I'm sorry. I know dead air is just brutal for entertainment, but I just got to talk to my colleague here real quick in private. Hey, Cliff, between you and me, I don't really care how this goes. I know you don't care. Everyone can tell you don't care. That show, we don't care if he limps out or walks out. Doesn't bother us one bit. We don't need him. We got another Brandon, same size. Wears the same uniforms. I use all the same jokes. It's perfect. But if he burns in, Jenna's hands are on the rope and yours aren't, State Fair 2020's off the table. No more pizza free, no more specialty fried stuff, no more concerts. It's gonna be meth labs and crack houses for us, buddy. You're on the rope, right? All right, baby, thanks. She's gonna back you up though? Awesome. All right, folks, sorry about that. Cliff's conscience got the better of him. He's decided to do the one job he has, but he's gonna have Jenna back him up. So what do you say? You good now? You got two people? Is that all right? Gotta come down sometime. Folks, let's give Brandon a little bit of encouragement, all right? Help me out. We're gonna count him up to three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Started to reach, but he didn't. And now we can go ahead and keep there as long as we want. We make this show as long as we want. We can turn it right into the dog show if we want. There he is, he made it down. All right, let's hear it for our backup belay, Jenna. Nice work. Those of you that are veterans of the show know we try to get them closer every single time. When we first started practicing this, Cliff and Brandon were the same height. So it's taking a toll on him physically, but his spirit is still strong. Folks, you can see how we can end up in precarious situations up there. Gravity doesn't take an instant off. However, if you do get twisted up or in a dangerous position, as long as you don't lose your head, as long as you don't lose your cool, and most importantly, as long as you don't lose your brake hand, you're gonna be A-okay. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Ryan and Cole who are gonna come on down and demonstrate. All right, you saw him come down silky smooth, that standard seated hip rappel that everyone else has been using. But now they're going to transition that brake hand from the right to their left. This is going to allow them to go ahead and invert. So now even though they're upside down, as long as they maintain that newfound brake hand, they're not going to smash face first in this beautifully manicured landscaping out here. This is what we call the commando crawl. It allows our guys to see where they're going before they present their legs or other body parts through a window or opening. But once they've gone far enough and seen all they feel they need to see, they can go ahead and revert, reassume that brake hand, and come on down. Complete with a superhero landing, ladies and gentlemen, the invert. Just as a side note, we did recruit the guys of the team directly from a synchronized swimming academy. See, all those hours in the pool have really paid off. Folks, as I talk out here, you're gonna sense a common theme, and that is safety. We're dealing with heights, we're dealing with extreme angles, we're dealing with hard and sharp edges. It is inherently dangerous. Whether you're rock climbing or rappelling, there's always a chance that you could become injured. And even if you're not injured, there's a chance you could find yourself in a position where you can go neither up nor down. We have to have the means to rescue those people. Ladders aren't necessarily going to reach high enough, and helicopters can be counterproductive. Those rotors don't do our ropes any favors, if you know what I'm saying. So to start this demonstration, if you look all the way up top, we've got Brandon, who's going to come on down. I say Brandon's working his way down to sheer cliff face, in the Adirondacks, Letchworth, or perhaps Ithaca, because it is gorgeous. He gets to a spot he wants to be for a second. He takes that rope and wraps around his 8, not once, not twice, but thrice. This is called the tie-off. Once Brandon's tied off, he can go hands-free. He can invert. He can literally and figuratively hang out. He can get his cell phone out, snap a selfie, post it to his MySpace page. Anybody else still running MySpace? That's why I got like 0 messages in 8 years. But say he's hanging out up there, and a bird or a rock hit him in the head, or a pig, or a sponge, or a series of sponges. Finish him. Very realistic. All right, so now Brandon's been knocked unconscious, but we can't leave him up there. Got a lot of time and money invested in him. We've grown a little bit fond of him too. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Chris. Chris is gonna work his way down his line. He's gonna latch hands on Brandon and hopefully bring them both to safety. Come on down, Chris.
Can't keep my hands to myself.
Oh, okay.
No matter how hard I'm trying to.
We choose all our own music out here. This is a bold choice for Chris. Obviously comfortable in his own skin. What? This is your musical selection, is it not? Brandon seems to be digging it. Now, we picked this for you. I think it'll be good. Why don't you come on down? Oh. DJ DeRoshi, our tactical diva, is real high maintenance today. He's not coming down. He says he needs something way more manly. Manly. Have some? I think he's got you, Chris. Hold on. Practices that every night at the hotel. It's unsettling. As Chris L's out and comes down, you're going to see he has a different piece of equipment on the front of his harness. Chris is no longer running an 8, he's running what's called a break bar rack. That's going to allow Chris to take additional weight onto his system. The additional weight in this case is going to be Brandon. But before he does anything, Chris has to perform a tie-off, lest he fall to the ground and become another casualty in need of rescue. Now he reaches for that blue strap on his left side. That's called a pick-off strap, and it's designed specifically for rope rescue applications. Then he'll use a partial inversion and his impressive wingspan, thank you, Vanna, to hook into Brandon's harness. Once he hooks and locks in, he'll use that pick-off strap and his bulging biceps, and he somehow shoehorns into a medium t-shirt. A large? Not in the men's section, it's not. As he pulls Brandon up, you can see how he instinctively reaches for Chris's hips and legs. We're a very close-knit team. At this point, we ask no pictures be taken. Thank you. You can see that Brandon's line has gone slack. That's an indication his weight has been removed from the line. Now Chris is working to secure his hardware so it doesn't become a fall hazard for anyone below or rappelling hazard for anyone above. He's completely freed Brandon from his line, and now he's going to undo his tie-off and hopefully lower him and Brandon safely to the ground. Looks like he nailed it. Ladies and gentlemen, the pick-off. Folks, we showed you basic rappelling, we've showed you the safety measures we have in place, we've showed you a very small percentage of the rope rescue work that we are capable of. However, there is also a tactical application to the rappelling we are demonstrating here today. Say, for example, there were a bad guy creeping around these fairgrounds, snatches up a kid, runs up in that building, barricades the door shut. Horrible choice of location on his part, but I digress. So now he's got that door nailed shut. He feels real confident we're not going to be able to breach that door and get in. Unfortunately for that bad guy, Special Operations Response Team doesn't need to come in through the door. We come in through the window. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Ryan, who's ready to come on down and run the recon. Ryan's careful to land very gently on that roof so as not to notify anyone of his presence. He works into the commando crawl and slowly works his way down, checking those windows for our bad guys. Oh, that is not our target. Whoa. I don't know what that was, but you shocked her. Oh no, she's had a change of heart. Yeah, she's come back. Oh boy, we're on the invert and everything. This is reverse flip, very impressive. He's shocked. She's rattled, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan has seen things he can't unsee. But now Ryan's out of there. He has swiped left, and I've got employee assistance program on the line for him, and he's going to work his way a little lower. He now sees down in that bottom window, and he is confirming that our hostage and hostage taker are down there. Now you'll see him reach up on the back of that harness. He's grabbing a noise flash diversion device, commonly referred to as a flashbang. That's going to emit a bright light and loud noise that distracts and disorients the bad guy while we seize the initiative. Looks like Ryan's ready to deploy the bang, and it looks like we're ready for Cole to effect the rescue. Cole's in the window, looking for the bad guy, who ambushes him with a flying kick. Cole slapboxes, just like we learned in defensive tactics, a Mo Howard eye gouge. Oh, the people's elbow, perhaps? Nope, wait for it. Pile driver, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, no! Yeah. Folks, I am sorry you had to witness that. And the ring girl ambushes him. Outstanding. Well done, Cole. What's that, like? This is day 13, so times 3. It's a lot in all, right? Probably undefeated against that thing. Very good, very good. Good news, bad news, though, bro. Good news is you won the fight against the inanimate object. The bad news is you're going to get suspended. I know, as usual. No, New York State Police policy and procedures do not allow you to throw a pedophile out of a second-story window. Can't do it. Can't do it. Now, manual clearly states that it must be the 3rd floor or higher. Second floor is not getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Cole, how's that kid doing? Is he all right? Oh, he seems all right. He seems excited. Nice job. He saved Timmy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Cole. Saves lives 3 times a day, but he's no hero. All right, folks. Hopefully you've had a good time out here. Hopefully you can tell we have a good time out here. We love working on this awesome tower, interacting with you good people. The State Fair represents a real nice break for us. However, at the end of the day, it is a serious business that we're involved in. If you look along that roof line up there, we have 4 sets of numbers. Those are the shield numbers for the 4 men on the Jumbotron. Joseph Longobardo, David Brinkerhoff, Michael Strank, and Ross Riley. Those 4 men were operators on our team who died in line of duty. They made the ultimate sacrifice for the people of the state of New York, and we think it's those guys that deserve a real round of applause today. You guys have been an awesome crowd. We appreciate you coming out, toughing out the glare, watching it. This is the final demonstration of any sort here at the State Police exhibit. Feel free to come forward after this. We are out of stickers. However, we will answer questions, pose for pictures, tasteful of course. Make sure to hit the VBA up or the Trooper Foundation for all your State Police swag. Again, thanks for coming out and enjoy the rest of your day at the great New York State Fair.